This segment sponsored by the Indiana Soybean and Corn Farmers. We are continuing our Growing for the Future series, learning all about farming and the different steps. I am here on a 4th generation farm in Warren, Indiana, and I'm so excited to speak with Farmer Brian to see what he has going on in June. Let's do it. I am joined again by Brian Warpup, a director at the Indiana Soybean Alliance. Hi, Brian.
Hi, good afternoon.
It's good to see you again.
Same here.
Yes, so we are continuing this journey and just really learning all about farming and the steps that you take. And so the last we spoke, I know that we were planting items, and I'm so amazed that now in June, they are sprouting up.
Yeah, the last time we were out here, which was about 3 weeks ago, we were just planting corn. It's out of the ground. It's 6 or 8 inches tall now. And same as our soybeans, and we're just finishing up or have finished up our crop, and now we're moving on to our next step.
Yeah, the next phase of it. So it goes pretty fast. So tell me, what stage are you in right now?
So right now, everything, like I said, is planted. We're kind of scouting everything to see if there are any problems, if there are any issues that happen during planting. Maybe start looking at weeds or other pests that may be coming in. Also, we're going to start part of the fertility program, which gives the plants the proper nutrients so that it can grow. And that's what we're going to start doing here in June with that.
Okay, and I know before, when you were out kind of looking through the seeds to make sure they were in the right position, what do you think now that you have seen them start to grow?
Oh, it's one of my favorite times of the year to start seeing them grow. Yeah, we call it the picket fence stand. It's every seed is there and everything is growing well, and the sunshine and the nice weather here in June really makes it grow.
Yes, very windy day on the farm.
It is a windy day today.
But it feels nice. The cool breeze feels nice. And so let's talk about the machine that's behind us. So this is a sprayer?
This is our sprayer.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what we use to put on the products to kind of protect the crop. And when I say protect the crop, that is from pests or weeds or things that may be detrimental to our crop that's growing out in the field. So that's what this is right here. Okay,
awesome. Well, let's take a look at it.
Sure.
All right, Brian, so is sprayer the official word for this truck?
It's a sprayer. Okay. It is called a sprayer.
And so I see it's kind of lined up in the path of the rows of what you planted. So kind of share with me how it works.
Sure. Well, it mimics our tractor. So the cab and all the controls are inside the cab up there. We have a large tank, and that's where the water and chemicals are stored. That's 1,000 gallons is what is in that.
Oh, wow.
And so when we start to spray, it is dispersed through this boom, through these nozzles, and that's what sprays down into the canopy of the crop.
And so the sprayer, is it a dual function? Does it both hydrate the plants and also create some type of pesticide and ant repellent or bug repellent?
No, the water is only used as a carrier for that chemical, because we can't spray just straight chemical. So we use sometimes only ounces of chemicals, and so we spray between 10 and 20 gallons an acre. So that's really not enough to hydrate any part of the crop.
Right. So you really rely on the rain?
We rely on the rain very much so. Yeah.
Okay. And then how often do you have to use the sprayer?
So we've used it a little bit already here in May. Anytime we start seeing pests or we see a problem that needs our attention. So that could be anything from weed control, an insect may come in sometime, fungicide. We spray fungicide, just anything that will inhibit the plant from being 100%.
Yeah, well, let's walk over. You know, I want to see the plant up close and personal now that I feel like I know the seeds a bit. I touched the seeds. And so how tall do you expect this plant to get?
Well, right now it's about 4 inches. It's grown 4 inches in the last 3 weeks, but it obviously had to come out of the ground. Here in June, it will grow a couple of inches a day if all of the conditions are right. So when it's 85, 90 degrees and it has plenty of water, it doesn't take long. So by the 4th of July, most of this will be well over your head.
No way.
Yeah, so, and after it's all done, it'll be about 8 to 10 feet tall.
Really?
Yes.
That's incredible. Okay, well, I look forward to seeing that. And so let's talk about all this equipment that you have here on the farm. I know that there are different purposes for each. You have your sprayer, the tractor, and then you mentioned the big white tank back there. So what is that?
The white tank is has anhydrous ammonia in it. That is 82% nitrogen.
Okay.
So with our corn, that's its main food source is nitrogen. Obviously water and sunshine,
Yeah.
but as far as to make that plant grow to its fullest potential, we have to give it nitrogen, and Mother Nature does not do that. So we have to apply that, and we will apply that in between the rows here in the first couple of weeks of June, and it takes us about that long to do that. And so that's kind of how we feed that crop.
Right, so the nitrogen though is like an air puff, right, in a sense?
It is. It is
Okay.
liquid until it comes in contact with air, and then it turns to a gas.
Yes.
So when we inject it into the soil as liquid nitrogen,
Oh, into
then
the soil.
into the soil,
Okay, yes.
and so then it goes into the soil, and then the roots of the corn will be able to absorb that through the water.
Okay, that's cool. I'm like, are you spraying on top,
No,
but you
no,
infuse
no,
it?
no.
Okay, that is so interesting. Well, let's hop up on the sprayer
Okay, all
and,
right.
you know, give it a little drive. It's so peaceful up here, Brian. And it seems we escaped the wind.
Yes, we did.
Yes. So tell me about the process with spraying, deciding on the best days, because it's windy today,
Yeah,
so probably not today.
Correct. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. The sun's shining, but we are too windy. It's probably 15 miles an hour, and if we spray today, which we'd like to be spraying today, what we spray would be what we consider off target and wouldn't go where it needs to go. So we as farmers need to be careful when and what we spray, but make sure it stays where it needs to stay and not somewhere else.
Yes, and on top of the spraying and of course making sure that it's watered, what else do you do throughout the process to really nourish the plant?
Here all summer long, we'll use a sprayer to spray other types of nutrients, zinc, sulfur, kind of like vitamins like you would take. The plant needs that as well.
Right.
But also last fall, we put down fertilizer too in preparations for the spring for the next crop.
Oh.
So it already has it there, just not enough of it.
Not enough of it, okay. Awesome, well let's hop in this thing. All right. Is driving one of these really hard to do?
No, it's big. I'm 120 feet wide, so when I'm going through the field, I'm pretty wide open. But if you're going against a fence row or a neighborhood or a house, you kind of have to have a good judgment of distance so you don't hit anything.
Right.
And so that's probably the biggest challenge with coming or to drive this.
Oh wow, and now you're folding, so you're folding up the sprayer.
Yep, they're all folded.
Okay, and this is what makes you mobile.
Yes, so I'm about 11 feet wide now. I was 120, now I'm 11, so.
That was fun. You make it look easy, Brian. Well, thank you so much for sharing more about this next step in your farming journey.
Thank you.
Yes, and if you would like to continue to follow our journey, stay tuned for the next edition here with Brian Warpup. We'll be right back. This segment sponsored by the Indiana Soybean and Corn Farmers.